So today we are making Italian salad, one of my and our family's favorite salads. And we also like BLT salad, but this is one of our favorites. We like a lot of salads. So we're gonna start by we're gonna get these really pretty noodles in the bowl. I made the boiling water. They're in a bowl right now, but they're gonna get in the boiling water. They are really pretty, and these are Italian noodles. So let's work on the dressing now. So here is a fourth a cup of apple cider vinegar. There it is. Okay, and now we have a teaspoon of onion powder, teaspoon of garlic powder, and basil. There it is, basil. Okay, that, and then we just gotta do a half a teaspoon of pepper. Okay, half a teaspoon of white ground pepper and a half a teaspoon of oregano. Okay, perfect, half a teaspoon of paprika. I'm just gonna add a fourth a cup of Parmesan cheese and add a little salt. Perfect. I got all that mixed together now, and that's perfect. So now that all this is mixed together, I'm just gonna set it aside, probably like over here so it's not in the way. Okay, and we have a cute watermelon cutting board that we're going to use to cut up all of the veggies on. I'm just going to give the noodles a quick stir. Okay, so now, let me see, here we go. Okay, so now I'm going to start with the cucumber. And we just want it nice bite-sized pieces. They don't have to be huge, they don't have to be small, just nice medium bite-sized pieces. You want to bite into nice crunchy pieces of cucumber. Okay. So now I'm just going to stack the cucumbers on top of each other because I feel like this is a much faster and quicker method of cutting. You just stack them on top of each other and cut them in half, like that. And then you turn it and do it the same way. So it's kind of like pizza slices or watermelon slices. So they're just like in a triangle. I mentioned this in my other video that I made. And if you haven't seen it, you should go look at it. I made burgers in that one. But let me know down in the comments what your favorite vegetable is. Veggies? Or even your favorite fruit, because cucumbers are actually fruits. For a long time I thought they were veggies, but they're actually fruits. So let me know what your favorite fruit or veggie is. Hey, Mr. Cucumber, why are you rolling away? Get back here. The noodles are good, and I'm using colored noodles. They're spirals, but you don't have to use colored noodles. We just really think that they're pretty. That they look so pretty with all the veggies in the salad. Okay, so I don't know. This was a really big cucumber, and it really only calls for one cucumber. So I'm not sure if I should cut up the rest of the cucumber or leave it. I think I'll just cut up the rest because we really like cucumbers. Maybe just this last part. I'm just gonna stick the end back in there. We can give it to our chickens or ducks. Chickens and ducks both really enjoy cucumbers, so whoever wants. Maybe I'll split it up for the chickens and ducks. But our ducks really like lettuce. Let me know down in the comments if you have ducks too and what veggie they like. Okay, last bit. For the little one, I'm only gonna cut into a half. Okay, that was the last bit of it. I think I'm not gonna cut up this other piece because that would be a lot of cucumber and it really only costs for one, but we buy like these really long cucumbers. And so now I'm gonna cut up our tomato. Don't wanna waste any of the little edges. They're really good too. Okay. Same with the tomato, just nice bite-sized pieces. They don't have to be big, they don't have to be small, just nice. Well, if you prefer big, or if you prefer big or small, then you can do that. But me and my family, we just like a nice bite-sized piece. Okay, I'm just gonna do the same thing I did with that and cut this into, but actually I think that's kind of smushing it. I'll just do it like this. I'm cutting this into nice, just small, nice pieces. And then this is all gonna go back in that little bowl afterwards, after I get the stems out. This is all gonna go back in that bowl so that we have room on the cutting board to cut up all the other ingredients. Okay, that's perfect. So I'm just gonna, this end of cucumber, I'm gonna get out of the way and I'm gonna set it over here. I'm actually gonna grab a baggie. A little sandwich baggie and we'll just bake it up. You can have it later for a snack or something. Okay. Okay, so now we can put this in the bowl to get these stems out. Our duckies will love these, and chickens. We started our garden a couple of days, I think it was, yeah, we started our garden yesterday. No, not yesterday, the day before that. No, yesterday. We did start our garden yesterday. Yep, and we planted, no, we didn't start yesterday, we started the day before. All we have in our garden right now is a tomato plant, but we do have a lot of flowers. Let me know down in the comments if you have started your garden yet and what you've planted. Okay? Now we have plenty of room on the cutting board for everything else we need to cut up. So it does call for one big bell pepper, but we only have small ones, so they will work just as good. And I'm probably gonna cut up a lot of them because bell peppers are really good and they're one of my favorite veggies. But then I guess, I was grabbing the stems. I'll stick them in this little bowl and our chickens can have them. But then I guess I just remembered that my sisters don't care for bell pepper that much. Well, one of my sisters doesn't. So, so I will just cut up as many as that would pretty much equal a big bell pepper. Should look that up. How many little bell peppers equal a big bell pepper? So now I'm just cutting these into threes and sticking them in with, sticking them over here. I'm cutting this one into threes. The little pieces like, like this, I'm just gonna cut into a half. 3, 3. Oh, I think this middle was cold. Oh no, that's not done. That is way too crunchy. Speaking of noodles, I better stir these quick. They're colored with veggies, and that little kind of tasted like carrots. It was actually pretty good. It's a carrot flavored noodle. move my bowl, you can't really see what I'm cutting. I really like when all the colors come together in the salad. And the only thing this don't good is a bell pepper. So I think we'll just do this. And I think let's cut up one more, and I'm gonna cut up yellow. My favorite, I think that actually my favorite bell pepper is the orange ones. I think they actually are a lot snappier than most other bell peppers. And then my second favorite are the yellow ones. My least favorite are the red, because the red seem to get a little mushier. Not sure why colors matter, the textures, but they do, and they're really good. And the red one, and the oranges, and the yellows are really good. Oh. Perfect. I'm gonna take these bell peppers out of the bowl. We didn't use 3 of them, and I think we cut 4 of them. So if you want to make this and you only have little bell peppers, I recommend cutting up 4 of them. There's some leaves in there. I recommend cutting up 4 of them, but if you don't care for bell peppers that much, you could cut up less or more if you like them more. If you like them a lot. Okay, and they're so pretty together. I just love when veggies come together. One of the reasons I like salad so much. I'm just gonna stick these in the baggie with the cucumbers. We'll probably have these later for a snack too, or something. I don't know. Use them in a different recipe or something, or on the side of a lunch or something like that. I'm not sure what we'll use them for, but I know that we will use them. So next, we're gonna cut up the olives. This is a whole can of olives, and that's all. I'm gonna stick the olives in with the bell peppers. We don't really need to have a separate bowl for the olives anymore. It's all gonna go into the same bowl at the end. I was just trying to make room, because the tomato and cucumber bowl, as you can see, is kind of overflowing. I think I'll taste this now. Perfect. That was the perfect noodle. If you would like the recipe, the recipe, let me know down in the comments, and my mom will kind of like link it below. Okay, so now we have to. Oh, now I think I'll strain the. Oops. Now I'll strain the noodles, and I'll decide the pan hot. Oh yeah, of the mitt. Here we go. These will be good. I'm not gonna put them on. I'm just gonna set them against it like this. Ooh, those smell really good. They smell great. Okay. So those are gonna strain, and then we'll put them in a green bowl I have sitting back here. Just gonna help the water get off. Let them steam and cool off quick. Okay. So now for the next part, we're gonna cube. I'm not sure. Should we cube the cheese or cut the salami? Probably cut the salami. I just had this cover over to keep it nice and fresh. But here it is right here. This is a vintage Pyrex container. I'm trying to get these, excuse me, veggies. Time for you to go back there. Okay. See, I had the cheese and the salami in here. Okay, gonna put the salami, and I'm gonna start by taking 2 pieces apart at a time. And if you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's because it makes it a lot easier to cut than having it all together, especially with the small knife I'm using. And so I'm just gonna put, now I'm gonna wait on that. And I think I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 together. Just gonna make sure they're even and cut the loop. I'm gonna cut it across into 4s. Turn it and cut it into 4s again. No, wait, that was 3s. Now it's gonna be 4s. There we go. Now it's cut into 4s, 4 across, 4 down the middle. And we're just gonna stick all this back in this side of the pirate's dish. I wonder if I can just cut the rest of these all together. It was kind of difficult, but let's give it a chance. We got ours. Yeah, this is a whole pack of salami, so that will be perfect. This is what the recipe calls for: a whole pack of salami, a whole container of olives, and a whole pack of noodles. So, just making sure that you know that you need a whole pack of salami and olives. I mean, can of olives. This piece stuck together. Okay, that's in. So now we're gonna cube up the cheese. This is a kind of small. Oh yeah, this knife isn't gonna work for that. Now, it originally calls for cheese balls, like the cheese balls, but we like this cheese a lot better than the cheese balls, so we're just gonna use this cheese and cut it into cubes. Okay, so now I'm just gonna cut this into cubes. Perfect. See, these are what you want it to be, like the cheese cubes. So you get a nice bite of cheese, but you can cut them into smaller, or you don't even have to use this cheese. You could use the cheese balls. If you were using cheese balls, you would have to use the whole packet. But oh yes, if you were using cheese balls, you'd have to use the whole packet. No, sorry, I'm getting confused. If you were using cheese balls, you would use a cup, but I'm using these cheese, so we're just gonna stick our cheese into the cup, just to make sure that we have just the right amounts, because otherwise the salad might get overfilled with cheese. Not even that's a possibility for me. I love cheese, but my sisters do not like the cheese chunks as much as they like all the veggies. So I'm just gonna stick all this in here and make sure that we have the right amount. I'm gonna add a little more cheese, because we like cheese a lot. But you do not have to add this amount of cheese. This is just a little extra for us because of how much we like cheese. Well, I like cheese, and my mom really likes cheese, but my sisters aren't as crazy about the cheese chunks in the salad. Nice bite-sized pieces like this. The first ones I cut was a little big. Just gonna overflow this a little, so I think I'll cut out one more. Cut one more. There we go. Okay, I'm putting this back in the container and covering it. Where's the cover? Cover. Oh, here it is. And I'm setting this over here because I'm getting a little crowded out on the counter. Okay, So this is the cheese, and I have a baby for this over here. I wasn't sure if we'd use all the cheese, and so we didn't, so I kept the baby out. And we seal it. Okay, and so now I think, let me think. Oh, I forgot to add one thing to the dressing. It was a teaspoon of lemon juice. Whoops, it's okay, we can still do it. The dressing is still right here, so there's plenty of time to still do it. That's much better. I should use this in the first place. Okay. Over here, and now noodles. Oh, now I'm gonna stick them in this bowl. Noodles. Wow, they got in here just perfectly. Noodles in here, and I'll keep them warm, and so I'm gonna keep them warm. I'm gonna stick the cover over and let them just sit over here. Okay, now that we got all of that done, I think that's the final part, and now all we have to do is combine the salad. One of my favorite parts. The cutting all the veggies is my favorite part. Actually, I think it's all my favorite part. Okay, so I'm gonna make a separate salad in this bowl because my mom doesn't care for noodles in this salad, so I'm just gonna stick some of hers in there before the noodles I put in. Just like some of the salad. Because she doesn't care for it. She likes the salad better without noodles. Veggies. Oops, sorry. Take some out. Okay, so now I'm just gonna add in the cucumbers and tomatoes. Let's do this. Oh, wait, I'm gonna take some into this bowl. Okay, I'm gonna be able to do this. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll put it in separate bowls. I have another bowl I can use, and I just got it quick. Actually, I have a better idea. I'll just mix half of it into the vintage Pyrex dish. It's prettier and it has a lid, so that way if it doesn't want to get eaten, it can go tomorrow. Eat tomorrow. That's much better. So, making sure that there's enough veggies in each of them. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna work on putting in the dressing now. And I got it. Oh, I almost forgot. That would have been horrible. Oh, I almost forgot the cheese and salami. Okay, salami. I'm gonna stick some salami in here. And salami in there. Salami in here. Let's drop some. Drop another piece. And wait. Oh, there it is. So one in here, one there, one here, and one there. Perfect. Okay. And the cheese, of course. Put in the cheese. And then more cheese in the lumps. Oops. Hey, get out of the cheese. Okay, that is perfect. Way to go, Lily. Little mix. It seems to separate if you let it sit. So I'm just gonna give it one more little mix, and that way that it will each get a good amount of seasoning and Parmesan. now I can finally dropping stuff. Now we can finally stir it all together. And if you make this in the same bowl, it actually gets to be a lot of dressing. So you can actually, so you can use half and save the other half, or use only some of it and save the other half, save the rest of it. It's up to you how much dressing you like on your salads. Whoops. Oh, I dropped some noodles. It's okay. I'll probably find that later. I don't think I've ever showed I don't know about you, if I've ever shown the puppy on camera. Maybe in the one video I was sticking something in the oven and my doggy Pinky was laying right there. But we have a golden retriever, and then her daughter is a Doodle mountain dog. Doodle mountain dog, yeah. But Pinky did not, her name is Pinky, and she did not get her opal, our golden retriever's gold color. She's black, all black. She only has white on her chin and her belly, or her chest. Okay, so now that we got all the salads mixed together, we're gonna do one thing that I didn't mention earlier in the video, but it's part of dinner. And I need to get all these containers and dishes out of here. I'm gonna set these here. I really don't want them to fall. I'm gonna leave this out in case we want to cover the salad for later. Or for dinner or for tomorrow or something like that. This salad has all all the protein and everything in it, so you don't really even need anything with it. But what goes best with this salad is burgers. We would usually have burgers with this salad. Well, not usually actually. We sometimes have burgers with salad, but we actually usually just eat it plain. Really, we've only made burgers with it, I don't know if it was 3 times. Usually we just eat it plain. Set my veggies for the chickies dish away. Okay. I'm gonna put these over to the side, and because the salad's kind of good warm, because of the noodle, I'm gonna cover it. Okay, oops. Okay, so now for the next part, I'm gonna grab some cups I had set aside for this part. I'm gonna fill these cups up with ice, water, and a hint of lemon juice. There we go. Oops, I'm gonna try to get it so you can see all of the cups. Perfect. Now I'm gonna grab the ice. And I forgot I don't need lemon juice because I make these lemon ice cubes. It's just lemon juice in an ice cube tray. I use a lemon shaped one, but you can use any shape. Okay. I have a little bit of trouble getting these out of the tray. How many I put in each? I think it was 3, or was this one 4? I think it was 3. There he is. Okay, ice cube. There we go. Oops, that was 4. I'm gonna take one for that one. There we go. Do they all have 4? Oh, this first one did. Try to keep it the same amount of ice in there with 11 ice cubes. They're shaped like these super cute little lemons, and my little sister loves these. I make them. I tried it one time and they turned out so good. I had my sister try it, and now my little sister loves these. She loves to put them in her water. Okay. and then refill these later. Okay, so now that these are full of ice and lemon ice, so lemon ice is just lemon juice in the ice cube tray, no water or anything, because that amount of lemon is perfect in a glass of water. Okay. Last one. I'm just gonna grab something. Oops. I'm gonna grab a spoon to stir the water with, and just so that it doesn't get, so that it's nice. Oops, I just got Parmesan cheese on that spoon. I'm not sure if anybody cares for the flavor of Parmesan water, so I'll just use a butter knife actually with Parmesan. Just go and mix it a little bit. So I'm gonna set these over here, and I do need to refill the lemon ice cube tray. So I'll just show you how this works. We have the lemon jar out. That's kind of good. I left it out because I do need to refill this. I spilled a little bit. I always spill when I'm doing this. So that I did refill today. We don't need a ton. There's still some left, but I like to keep it stocked. So that way, if my little sister wants lemon ice, she has lemon ice. I spilled the ice on myself, so now my arm's kind of itchy. Okay, so that's it. It's all good. So I'll just show you. I'll scoop out some to show you it on a plate. It's so beautiful. I love this colored noodles. We used to just make it plain, but I really like the colored noodles. So I'm gonna go eat now because I am really hungry, and so is the rest of my family. So I'll see you next time, and don't forget to like and subscribe because there's going to be a cooking video every week, and then a chicken video, and then 2 chicken videos every week too. So I don't have the exact day of the week planned, so make sure you subscribe so you get a notification when that video will be out. I'm pretty sure that this next video is going to be a cinnamon roll video, so you definitely do not want to miss that. So I'll see you then. Bye!